Hi everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. What's happening, my people? Please come and join love. Like, share, invite your village people to come and have a good time. Hey. Sikamoni. Sikamoni. Lower Dorin Fest in the house. Welcome, sis. I see you. Happy Sunday, sis. Nolavina, my namesake. Welcome, sis. I see you all. Please like as you come in, share, invite everybody. The streets are so quiet when we have lots to talk about. How is everyone doing? I hope you all had a great weekend. For the money where you keep for me long. My family look up to me. The pain is too much for me. Give me long. Like, guys, please like as you come in. Like and share. In front God, now one image. I'm waiting with my own image. Hey. Hey to face. Please like as you come in, guys. Papa, why my own no declare? Hey. Please like the video. Please like as you come in, share, tag, invite. And give to Jehovah, but Father, I want to know. Maps to the world. Happy Sunday, sis. Welcome, welcome. For the money where you keep for me, Lord. Please like the video as you come in. Give me long. My family, they look up to me. The pain is too much for me. Hi guys, please like the video, guys, as you come in. I'm going to start as soon as the song is over. Please, my silent watchers, like the video, share the video, invite more people. Family, look up to me. The pain is too much for me. The dollars vlog. Welcome, sis. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to every one of you. The streets are so quiet. I thought, why not come and we can have a good time? There's so much to talk about, and we can always learn and have a good time while learning from one another. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I hope you all have had a fantastic weekend. Personally, it's been a hectic but a joyous one. It's been so much full of celebrations, clear minds and self-healing. Welcome, Auntie. I see you. Welcome, welcome. Please like the video as you come in. Share. Like and share, please. As you all can see from the thumbnail. Okay, Auntie. Thank you. As you all can see from the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about health stereotypes, stereotyping certain health issues in our community. This was actually, I think someone requested this. Someone actually requested that I do this show. Mama Alicia, my darling sis, welcome. Please like the video. Like as you come in, please. Including my silent watchers. I see 11 people watching. Just relax. Right. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Bella Fountain TV. If this is your first time here, because the family is growing every single day, people are subscribing, which I very much appreciate it. If this is your first time, you're a new subscriber, thank you for coming. Thank you for subscribing. I hope you feel at home. I hope you feel comfortable. Here, we make sure everyone is respected, everyone's point of view. Ivy Lang, welcome, darling. Yes, Grace William, welcome, my beautiful sis. I see you. Here we respect each and everyone's point of view. As long as you put it across respectfully, we do take that on board. We do not dismiss any fact whatsoever because we all have different opinions. And so I hope each and everyone who's just joined us recently will have that, family feeling here. So thank you so much for coming. Please remember, when you subscribe, turn on your notification bell and select all. So whenever I upload a video or I come live, you will not miss a thing. And for my returning subscribers, I see you all here. It means a lot. You guys know I appreciate you all so very much. We are like a family. We grow together. We learn together. And I love the relationship that we've actually created and understanding that exists among us. So I really appreciate you all for the motivation, for the encouragement. It doesn't matter. Every time I drop a video or I come live, there's 1 or 2 persons right there willing to watch and contribute throughout the show. So that alone means I'm doing something good, and I will keep on doing that. So thank you all so very much. Today is going to be another interesting video. And as always, I encourage you all to contribute one way or the other if you can, and share this so you can reach to as many people as possible. If you can change a single life, then that's a great thing, because one single life can just go on to touch another life, and then it has that spillover effect, which is what we want. We cannot change the world overnight. So today we're going to be talking about health stereotyping. I love your channel because there is always peace there. Maps the world, thanks sis. Yes, yeah, there's always peace. Almina Dibo, welcome, darling. It's been long. I haven't seen you. Hope you're doing great. So yeah, I remember where was that? I had a show the last time, and people came under the show and they were like, oh my God, Bella, thank God you're here. At least we can have a calm head. I was thinking, my God, what's going on? It's like people were coming from a battlefield. It's like there's been bullets everywhere. So I'm happy you guys find this a tranquil platform to come and just have a cool head and talk to each other respectfully and quietly and calmly. So thank you for that. So today, as you see, we're talking about health stereotypes. This topic was actually, thank you so much, Maps the World, was requested by one of my fellow sisters. I can't remember who exactly, but she specified HIV, but I've decided to touch a few other areas, which we're going to talk about. Divanit Laptop, welcome, darling. I haven't seen you in a while as well. What's happening? Please like the video as you come in. Okay. So, before we get into today's topic, Mommy CV Mench in the building. Welcome. I see you. Happy Sunday, my English mentor. So, before we get into today's topic, I want us to just quickly touch a few things that are actually happening, current affairs that are happening in our 237 community and also the community at large. The first thing I want us to talk about is a post that was done by Can Quintus. For those of you, I'm sure everyone here knows Can Quintus. I bet for my people who are watching who are not Cameroonians, Can Quintus is one of the top movie producers and actors and entrepreneur in 237, in our 237 community. Faith, welcome, darling. I see you. Happy Sunday. Bella, I'm the person who proposed the topic. It's not Amina, and I'm happy to. Oh, that's good. That's good, sis. Yes, good. Thank you so much for that proposition. So thank you. So you see, I always listen to you guys. If there's something, you know what, I believe that if somebody should propose a topic, there is something they want to get out of that topic. Okay, so I don't take that for granted. Even if it means me doing 1 or 2 topics that I've actually had prepared, I would definitely come to do that topic, because I respect every member on this platform. I do respect them. And if that's what you need and you find it necessary for me to talk about it, of course I will do that. So thank you, Nolamina, for that suggestion. And so, yeah, it's for you. This is for you. And so the first thing I want to talk us to discuss, like I mentioned earlier on, will be the post done by Cam Quintus. So Cam Quintus, one of our top producers, an actor, and also an entrepreneur. So he recently did an official launch for his Lions Gate, which is like a multi-purpose complex. It has lodging facilities, a nightclub, a bar, restaurant. It also has like a rooftop environment where you can do parties and premieres and all those things, which I think is fantastic. These are the kind of investment that we should be doing in our community. It means a lot. That is going to employ, I think he said he's employed 100 people, 100 people. So that alone is 100 people off the street. That's creating 100 jobs, and it's not easy. So I applaud him for that great move, and I hope and I pray that this venture will be a successful one, and one that is going to last a long time, so more Cameroonians can benefit from that. So when he was doing after he's done the official launching of that Lions Gate, the following day he put up a post, and the post on the post he said he actually, the post is very humbling. I'm just going to read it, and then I talk about what exactly I want us to discuss when it comes to this post. So he said, from going to school barefoot and being unable to have a square meal a day to now employing over 100 Cameroonians is just a miracle. With God, all things are possible. To any entertainer that I have ever supported or helped financially who did not promote Lions Gate or show up at the grand, fine girls things, welcome darling, or show up at the grand opening yesterday, I dare you to call me for any of your problems or events, and I will slap you over the phone, bunch of ingrates, and with an X sign. Lionsgate is now officially open, restaurant, nightclub, furnished luxury apartment, rooftop with a pool. We are open 24/7. Call us on this number for all your events, wedding, birthday parties, conferences. A big thank you to all of you who came for the grand opening yesterday, and to those of you who promoted. I love you, and I am forever indebted. So that's the post by Cam Quintus. And when I read this post, like I said, I was in two minds. In regards to this post, because the first part of me is thinking, oh my goodness, I've heard and I've seen this guy on social media supporting the entertainment industry. He goes out of his way to make sure that he's there for his colleagues as much as he can. I've seen him many launches and official events, premieres, and all whatnot, which is not part of his production. And he's one of those that I've actually noticed who supports his own, which is a good thing. And that's something we want in our community, especially in our entertainment industry. So I'm thinking I get where he's coming from, feeling like he's one of those, he's a team player. But then when it comes to his own side of things, his friends or colleagues don't show up. And that can be so frustrating. It can be really frustrating for anybody who is a good team player. And that's where he's coming from. And I understand that. Okay. My only problem is, personally, if I were him, I wouldn't have written this on social media. That would have been a thought, kept quietly or privately and locked away. That would have been my thoughts between me and my God, or my conscience. Just me and my conscience, because there's no point in writing that. That's not going to change anything. if anything, this could make people want to support, not necessarily because they want to do it, but because they are threatened by the fact that he may one day publish who is or isn't supporting him. Maita Mary, welcome, sis. I see you. Please like the video as you come in. And then on the other hand, I'm thinking, come of it. I mean, sometimes in life, when Mommy Brie has said this before, and I've always, that's one of my mantras here. When you help somebody, don't always expect it back, okay? Morally, that's what should be done. Life should be about give and take, okay? Ideally, if I should put it like that as well. But the reality is, it's not gonna happen, okay? It's not gonna happen. And that's exactly what's happening here. Because Quintus helps his friend, and he's hoping that when it's his own turn, they will turn up and show up and support him. My sister Dollars Vlog just said something. I believe there are some people who gave him full support, whereas he has never helped them in life. That's like, exactly, that's what I mean. Exactly. Thank you so much, the Dollars Vlog says. Thank you so much. Because there will be people that would actually come and attend, and he may not have helped them in one way or the other. But that's just life. Sometimes you help people, and the way we do things is not exactly the way people are going to do things. People may not see it that way, So when you help somebody, help them as if that's the last day you're going to see them, as if they're going to die the next day, which means you don't expect anything in return. When that happens, you don't get offended by things like that when you don't show up. You've done your bit. That's what your conscience led you to do good. And so let it go. And if somebody deem it necessary to return your good gesture, let it come from their heart. Let it not come through intimidation. So those are the two minds that I actually had when it came to that post. And the second thing that I want to talk about is the sad situation, or the tragedy that happened in Canada. I'm sure you guys, some of you have read it. Health and Zumba Massa, welcome to this. Happy Sunday. I see you. It was too early for him to make such statements. Some support may be immediate, while some may come later. Absolutely, the Dollars Vlog. Absolutely. That's just true. That's just a great point. Ivy Lang, I believe in paying it forward. I help you and you help me, someone else. If it comes back to me, it's a bonus. Thank you so much, Ivy Lang. Thank you so much, sis. That's actually true. It can come to me, or that help, you can pass it on to someone else. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that help will come to you. Maybe you help somebody, and that person then gets into a position where they can help some other person. So that's that. So now we move to the situation of the sad situation of our sister who actually lost her life through domestic violence in Canada. From reading about this story, it's a very, it's a bitter one. It's a bitter pill to swallow, because this actually happened in front of her children, her kids. And she's got, I think, a 4-month-old baby, or 6 months old, between that age range. And all of the kids were in the car when this happened. So we hear this a lot. And her and the assailant is actually her husband. The perpetrator of this crime is actually her ex-husband, I beg your pardon. Her ex-husband is the perpetrator of this crime. And this is not the first time, and this is not going to be the last time. But when things like this happen, we have to talk about it, so that we can bring out suggestions and solutions as to how we can prevent things like this from happening. Okay, we cannot give up. We cannot say, oh, it happens all the time. We'll keep talking about the same thing. Yes, we will keep talking about it over and over, until all the necessary changes are done. Okay, so this is a lady, gets married to a guy, they live in Canada, they have a family, and then things went south, they've separated. I think she's living in her own, her own apartment, he lives somewhere else. But from every indication, he's been stalking her, and on this fateful day, met her in a parking lot and stabbed her, and that was the end of this lady's life. I start to think, first of all, the first thing that goes to my mind is what happened? Because the best thing that can happen to somebody in the lady's situation, especially given the guy's past criminal history, this lady should have been nowhere near the periphery of this guy. She should have been in a private and secured, a discreet location where this guy can never trace her, because that's what's done here. Here in the UK, the government would try as much as possible to make sure that the security and safety of the woman and the kids are guaranteed. In this case, I don't think there was meant to be any shared custody because the guy is dangerous. There was a restraining order against him, which meant he was supposed to be nowhere near this girl. Exactly, Sis Ivy. She should have had police protection. She should have had police protection. This guy should not know, shouldn't have any idea or clue where the lady or the kids are being housed. But from every indication, he's been stalking her. And if he's been stalking her, they know this. Why wasn't the appropriate action put in place to make sure that these situations like this didn't happen? That the end result wasn't going to be a tragic one. So for me, the state failed this lady. Personally, the system failed the lady and the kids, because these kids are now without a father. These kids and a mother. These kids are now traumatized for life. In fact, we must talk about it and educate even our children, who so they can be together with their own part. Yes, of course, sis. Auntie Rosemary in the building. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see you. Thank you so much for joining us, Auntie. Thank you. I know you have a show, 7:30. I will be there front seat. I will be there front seat to make sure I learn from your well of wisdom. I will be there. The Dollars Vlog says, this lady made the right decision to walk out of a toxic relationship, but the devil still followed her along. Had it been she didn't walk out of that marriage, everyone would have been blaming her. Yeah, she did the right thing. She did the right thing, the Dollars Vlog, by walking out. Healthy lifestyle with Aya. Welcome, darling. I see you. Welcome. Happy Sunday. You know, she did the right thing. She walked out, but then the system failed to protect her and the kids, in my opinion. In my own opinion. Okay. And also, when you see things like this, you have like raging partners, raging ex-partners like the guy. You start to wonder what's happening. Rosette Fawn, welcome, sis. I see you. You start thinking like, what's going on? What is going on? Mafa reading this. Welcome, welcome. I see you, sis. What's going on? Remember, I've done so many videos about domestic violence, controlling partners, or whatnot. And the thing that immediately, the point that comes to my mind is, this is probably somebody, the two things. He's just a terrible human being, wicked down to the core. Or it's one of those men who go home and gets married to a girl, brings them from, Africa, bring them here, and they want to be that controlling partner. They want you to be a yes, sir wife, okay? And because you're not a yes, sir wife, they get frustrated. They lash out. They release their beastly attitudes or attributes, okay? Some of them feel like they've invested in that relationship. And so how dare you want to move away? I brought you here. I gave you life. Who are you to want to walk away from me? It's almost like you owe your life to them. We have those kind of men. And I feel like he's one of those. I feel like he's one of those men who feel like you owe them your life. And I say, please, to anyone who is in a relationship, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, if you're in a relationship, stop counting on the investments you're making in that relationship. Because if you're counting the financial, especially financial investment, if you are keeping track of that financial investment, and when that relationship goes sour, things like that are bound to happen. Things like that are bound to happen because people want to treat other human beings as a commodity. Human beings are not commodity. We have emotions. We change. Our dynamics change. Our emotions change. Our circumstances change. You may get a village girl, bring her to the city. She gets educated. Even if she doesn't go to formal education, Just being in the city, watching the news, seeing things happening around her, her scope of reasoning is going to be broadened, and she will start questioning things. So for all those men who feel like they can, or women who feel like they can go home and bring a village man or village woman and come and make them a yes mom boy or a yes sir woman, you may want to think again. Please. Don't count your financial investment and equate it to the life of your partner. Please. Let it be like a sacrifice that you're making in a relationship. When you love somebody, you do it freely, willingly. You do it without any condition. And so when the relationship should go left, move away peacefully. Life is not all about money. Your peace of mind is most important. Your sanity is the most important. Gwajan in the building. Oh my God, my lovely bro. I see you. Welcome, welcome, bro. Happy Sunday. Emotional intelligence is a global challenge. We need to join efforts to teach everyone about it. Same way people have been taught the use of the internet. Thank you so much, bro. That's why I said we need to keep talking about it. Regardless of the countless times we talk about it, we keep going. Thank you so much. Atkins Diamond, welcome, sis. I see you. Rosette Fawn, I am still in disbelief because this man in question was my classmate. Wow. Gentle, every woman's dream. What turned him into a monster? That's what I'm saying, sis. It could well be this factor of investing in a relationship. Wow. It's even, hit home when it's somebody you know. It hits right home. So please, for all my brothers and sisters, especially those going back home to get married, don't stop counting every single penny or dollar that you put in that relationship. What matters is the peace of mind, and we should stop all the selfishness that is going on in our relationships. Let's think about the kids. It's not us, it's not all about us, the adults. Okay, those innocent kids did not decide to appear in that family. The adults, you created them. Those kids of no fault of theirs, you guys cannot, coexist. So whatever decisions that you have to make, the primary focus should be, based on those kids. What works for them? Open eye, welcome, darling. I see you. What works for the kids? Truth be told, welcome, beautiful sis. Queen E, welcome, darling. My most liberal sis, very understanding. Welcome, welcome. Auntie Rosemary is saying most of these people are going through serious undetected depression. Yes, Auntie Rosemary, that's so true. That is so true. And because us from in our African community, we don't look out for those signs. We want to claim tough, and somehow that guy probably would have been going through depression, as Auntie Rosemary has rightly put it, quietly and with no one realizing it, without realizing it. So if that was the case, those around him have actually also failed him. So we need to look out for each other, especially when we know that our friends are going through a tough divorce. We need to be there for them. This is not the first time. I don't know if you guys remember the case in the States that a guy actually also terminated his wife, who he brought from the Western province, and she was a nurse. The divorce, she fell in love with a white guy. And this guy literally walked to her workplace and opened fire how many times, and that was the end of the girl. I don't know if you guys remember. Yes, Queen E, you remember that. So this is not the first time, and this is not going to be the last time. We need to keep talking about it and sensitizing people about it. We're living in a very scary world. And Johnson Takwan, welcome, darling. I see you. And the sad thing about this one in the States is that he stated it on his social media handle that he was going to do it. But of course, people did not believe it. People didn't even believe that he was going to do it, but he did it. So we need to also help those people going through divorce and be there for them psychologically and physically, because they need that support. Not everyone can handle it, especially when you really love this person and cherish them, but they're literally out of the relationship already. Yes, open eye, yeah. So these are the situations that I wanted to also talk about before we get into today's topic, which is health stereotypes in our community. A topic that was suggested by Nola Mina, our own sis right there. So health stereotype, what is it exactly? In basic term, it's just, having a misconception about certain certain health issues in our community, misconception about health situations and how we handle the people or people suffering from these conditions in our community. This is an issue that's actually across the globe. It cuts across the globe. It's not just in our African community, but the rate of stereotyping is really high in our African community. And that's the reason why I want us to really look at this topic and educate ourselves. And in one way or the other, go out there and spread the word and change our mindset, how we walk around or we interact with people suffering from these conditions. Momodi Pass, welcome, darling. I see you. So people nowadays feel very uncomfortable, find it difficult to talk about their health situation or how what illnesses or diseases they are suffering with, for fear of being judged, fear of being condemned by family members, by friends, by colleagues. Because it's either people have refused to understand it, or people don't want to know about it, or they are ignorant about it. So stereotyping can be, conscious or unconscious. People do it consciously or people do it unconsciously. And it's even worse when people do it consciously, because they know it's wrong, yet they go on to do it. So those people still need to be educated about it. And then sadly, there are people who they're not informed about such health conditions. And how visitors fit enter my house now? No. It's all right, Nola Mina sis. You can watch, you can catch up later. For those who are, not aware or not informed about it, this is still for them to understand it. Okay. And for the purpose of this topic, I'm going to talk about HIV. Yes, Nola Mina, go take care of your visitors, darling. Take care of your guests. It's very important. We talk about HIV, we talk about mental health, and we talk about alopecia, and we'll talk about epilepsy, commonly known as fainting feet. We talk about that. Please like the video and share as you come in. So, when we stereotype people's health condition, literally that has a negative impact in the lives of those people. We may not understand, we underestimate the negative impact that it has on the life of those people, or in the lives of those people, the victims or the patients. Okay. And there are so many ways that people get stereotyped. First of all, let's look at some of those, issues like faced by the victims of stereotypes. What are some of those issues that the people suffering from these health conditions face? But before we get into that, we talk about HIV. We know when we mention HIV in our communities, my God, it's like an abomination. Think about it 20 years ago, 20 years back, cast your mind 20 years back, how you would react when you hear that somebody has HIV. You would panic, right? Immediately it's like avoidance. You are thinking, oh my God, that person is condemned. That person is bound to die. 20 years back, that's just a simple truth, or 30 years back. You know what we have in Cameroon? We used to have there was this magazine, I think it's 100% Jeune. 100% Jeune, I don't know if it's correct. I think Simon said, I said the last time our Cameroonian community needs more therapists, vloggers or bloggers, therapeutic vlogging instead of the gossip bloggers and vloggers, which all they do is spreading hate. Thank you so much, Atkins Diamond. Unfortunately, the thing is, personally, the therapeutic vloggers or therapists or whatever, Atkins Diamond, maybe they feel like they need a huge crowd to be able to feel like they're having an impact in their communities. Personally, anyone excuse me, who knows me, knows that, oh, she's fine. I'm looking at the baby, sorry. Knows that even if I have one person watching me here, I'm still going to do my vlogging. Even if I have to touch just one life, it means a lot to me. I don't need 1,000 people. I don't need 500 people. I just need somebody. Even if there's no one watching me live. Greener pasture, my own sis in Woman Well, please. Welcome, welcome, sis. Happy Sunday. Even if there's no one watching me here, I would still do it and go. And I know somebody's going to come and watch it. Somebody will watch it someday. So that's a good point, Atkins Diamond. I hope people would hear this. I hope we, in nearest future, we'll get more vloggers who can help us, especially our mental state of mind. I really hope so. James, welcome, darling. I see you. Relaxia TV, welcome. Exactly, Atkins, as long as the message is being passed. Yes. So when we heard about HIV, people are like, they're condemned. They don't want anything to do with that person because they feel like somebody who has HIV is already dying. They're dead. They've been sentenced to death. But that's not the case. Because now people with HIV live a normal life, even sometimes better than you and I without the HIV. You and I, we don't do our routine checkups, and we're not aware of what's eating us inside when it comes to our health. Because you guys know how Africans are. We need to be sick before we go to see the doctors. We don't know how to prevent. We like to treat. Treatment is our key thing. Not knowing that prevention is always better than the cure. But Bella, Imo, you are indirectly your therapeutic. Thank you, Queen E. I hope so. I want to think so. I hope so. So HIV is not like that anymore. People live their normal life. They get married. They have kids. They have beautiful family. They live on their antiretroviral drugs and they're happy, healthy life. So thank goodness that perception is slowly moving away. Okay, and it's the same for people with mental health problems. I always say, I remember growing up, my brother John is here. If he's still here, John, do you remember? I think it was next to your house in the village, bro. You remember Urbanos? I know it's Romanos that the villagers, in my opinion. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks, Queenie. I've learned a word today. Thank you, sis. So, John, you can attest to that. Pa Urbanos, I know it's Romanos, but the villagers call it Urbanos. The villagers cannot pronounce Romanos. Who gives Romanos back in the days? I don't know. He was it's almost like he had a mental institution in the village. And I still remember when I was going to my grandma, because my grandma lived in another town in the village. So I remember if I'm leaving home, I'm going to my grandma's. Yes, they call it Urbanos, but growing up now, I know it was probably Romanos. But the villagers cannot pronounce Romanos, so they call Urbanos. So that's how we knew him, Pa Urbanos, and commonly known like that. So he had like a mental institution where people would bring like mentally unstable people there. I don't call them mad people because they're not mad. It's just something that's triggered and that happens to the brain, and then they've lost control. So he used to have so many mentally unstable people in his compound or in the facility. And when I'm going to my grandma's house to visit my grandma, you have to walk past that facility, and you can see in the arena, you can see those mentally unstable people chained together, shackles. I can still hear them. Oh my God! When I think about it, I feel so bad. I can still see the shackles on their feet. I see the shackles on their hand. I see them being tied to each other. And they're just going round and round in circle and round in circle. Goodness knows what concoction they were giving to those people. Goodness knows if they were being physically abused, thinking that it was going to bring them to the right state of mind. But that's the kind of mentality they had when we came to mentally unstable people back in the days. And that's still going on now, because as soon as a typical example is my neighbor's daughter who was suffering from postpartum depression. And so my mom called me and said to me, oh my God, people are saying that this girl has gone mad and this and that. And I was like, oh no, please, they need to stop. She's not crazy. Ivan Lee, welcome, darling. I see you. Oh, we are doing good, darling. I hope you've had a fantastic weekend yourself. So they're thinking about this girl has gone mad, but I'm thinking, no, mom, they should stop saying, I'm sure this girl is going through postpartum depression. And that is something that people are not aware of. You know, that is easy for any new first-time mom or even second-time mom to have. And people are not aware of it back home. And so they think this person is, you know, completely gone mentally, and people ignore them and abandon them. It's almost like they leave them to their own demise. They are forgotten. People don't think immediately, oh my God, what should we do? They need a psychologist, they need a counselor, they need the appropriate mental attention or health attention. People don't see it. They're immediately condemned. And the second one is alopecia. I always like, you know, when I talk about things, you all who are here who've been following me, I like to talk with examples, because these examples, I'm sure some of you can actually relate to them. It can bring an aha moment where you think, oh my God, I've seen that as well. Or, oh my God, I didn't know that actually happened. Alopecia is a condition that is not well known, especially in our community. I don't know how many people know about alopecia here. Do you guys, who has heard about alopecia? If you're watching me, have you heard about alopecia before? What do you know about alopecia? Relax Yat TV, welcome, says Atkins Diamond says, yes, yes, the Tibet has it. Me. Johnson Takwan says, yes, yes. Okay, that's really good. Alopecia. Oh my God, relax Yat TV. No idea about it. Oh, good. Very good. That's what I like to hear. Healthy lifestyle with ear. Good. I love things like that, because now you're going to hear about it here. Thank you for being honest. Relax your TV, sis. Oh, Lord, help us. So growing up, I didn't know about alopecia. It's only when I traveled to the UK, over time, I heard about alopecia. And it's something that a lot of people haven't relaxed yet. A lot of people haven't heard about it, in our community especially. So alopecia is basically a condition where your immune system attacks the hair follicles. Okay, I can't be going into the health intricacies of that because I'm not a health professional, but in basic terms of what I understand is hair loss caused by the immune system attacking the hair follicles. Johnson Takwan said, I just heard about it. Exactly. So there's so many reasons, so many things can cause you to lose your hair. But alopecia is basically the immune system one that attacks your hair follicles, and your hair falls off, and it falls off in little chunks. Some people, it can be very aggressive and they lose their hair completely. For others, it can be just patches here and there. So sometimes you can see somebody walking and you realize, only when I left Cameroon. Yes, Atkins, I'm exactly. How come you gained that jacket, child? I couldn't eat. I relaxed the TV. Yes, oh, Queenie has a blue jacket. Big Mommy. Welcome, Big Mommy. I see you. So some people, tight braids can cause some. Well, tight braids can cause hair loss. Definitely, yes. Queenie, you're right. So some people, they're excessive, they lose their hair completely, others just little chunks. I remember one of my senior prefects back home had it, but obviously we knew nothing about it, so we didn't know it was alopecia. And when I remember, I've said this story before, but I'll tell you guys this story again. There was a lady, I was born in the Southwest, Pendamboko to be precise, but I grew up in the Northwest province. So I remember we had a neighbor, and this mom, she was suffering from alopecia. Nobody knew about it, but this lady was isolated. Oh my God. When I talk about isolation, I mean nobody went next to her. Nobody greeted her. Everybody avoided her, and they regarded her as a witch. People said this lady was a witch. Sometimes people would even attack, like when things happen around the community where that people couldn't understand or couldn't explain, they would attack this lady, would accuse her, and some hoodlums would even go ahead to physically assault her. They would assault this lady. She was so vulnerable. She was crying. I feel so bad now because I imagine what was going through her mind. She was not seeing any good in humanity. Like, why do people hate me? That was just because she was suffering from alopecia. As if that was not stressful enough. She was being called a witch. And people used to say stories like she lost her hair because she turned into a rat. And then she's gone to steal from somebody's house somewhere. And you know how back home they would say throw hot water in the rat hole. So they said as she was running, they threw water in that rat hole. And that's why she lost the hair, because that rat was, scorched. Hey! When I sit and think about this woman, my heart bleeds. When I sit and think, I own my own voice. Well, I own my own voice. I like this name of yours. I own my own voice. I was asking yesterday on that Mommy's Breeze show, what is I own my own voice? Because I don't understand this thing about people, the campaign of I own my own voice. Like, who doesn't own their voice? Like, who comes to light a camera without owning their own voice? I struggle to understand, because I will not light my camera if I haven't got a vision. Melogist in the building. Welcome, my beautiful sis. I see you. Ignorance na bad thing on my voice. So who would not, before I light my camera, before I created this channel, I had a vision, I had a purpose. I knew where I was going. I knew what impact I want to have. So no one can derail me from that part or that path. No one can derail me. So I own my own voice with the things I say or I preach. And as an adult, I should be held responsible for the things that come out of my mouth. So you cannot hold another adult responsible for someone else's voice. So that's something I really struggle to understand, but that's another topic. Thank you so much, Amelogist sis. So this lady, she was attacked and she was called a rat, that she was a witch because she transforms into a rat and hot water is poured on her body. And that's why she's lost her hair when she comes back into the human form. The ignorance of it all. An innocent lady was being tortured psychologically and physically. Oh, you're welcome, James. Exactly, Queen E. Even the people, the audience, you own your voice. Because sometimes, yeah, we differ. There are times that I say something and somebody says to me, no, Bella, this is what I think. That's your voice. That's your opinion. And it counts. We can agree to disagree, and we agree to disagree respectfully. Respectfully. So this lady had suffered ignorantly, no fault of hers, just because she was suffering from alopecia. The next thing we're talking about is epilepsy. Kamejis, welcome, sis. I see you. Epilepsy, guys, cast your mind. Even now, trust me, even now, there are people who are so scared of epileptic patients. People, epileptic individuals. I don't like to call the patients, no, epileptic individual. A mighty God, welcome, darling. Happy Sunday, darling. I see you. Oh, thank you. A lot of us are still scared of epileptic individuals. We feel like it's a contagious disease. I've worked with people who suffer from epilepsy. So epilepsy is just a disease that affects the brain, basically. And people can have epilepsy for various reasons. Some people, it can be genetic. Not your business, darling. Welcome. For other people, it can be a head injury. And for some, for like babies, it can happen due to starvation of oxygen to the brain during childbirth. And that's why sometimes you have the emergency C-sections, because they want to get the baby out, just so the baby is not starved of oxygen before they come out, because things like that can actually cause, illnesses like epilepsy. Somebody has a brain hemorrhage or a tumor, you can have seizures, yes, or fitting. And for people who have epilepsy, they can live their normal life if they're taking the medication and they're having a supervised, medical attention. They live normally. Anybody who is epileptic, if they follow their strict medical supervision or guidance with a tablet or medication, they can go for a year or two without any seizure. Easy as that. And all the myths about, if somebody falls epilepsy, you're great. They say, put the spoon in their mouth before they swallow their tongue. Lies. Those are myths. Even when I was growing as a child, they say if a child is falling fit or fitting, take the child and put the child's head in the toilet, like latrine, like proper pit toilet. People take their kids and they They did shove the head of, oh my God. Ignorance. Lily the Lily, beautiful sis, welcome. Ignorance is a disease. Just a minute, guys. Let me just get fruit for the baby. Just get fruit for the baby, please. Here you go, Daddy. It's okay. Mommy is gonna round up very soon. Ouch. Conversion in those days were ignorant. Exactly. Exactly. Like seriously, but ignorant. It is. It is. It's sad. Let me read from this other phone. It's easy. I find it easy to read from this other phone. Please like the video as you're coming, guys. Please, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like. If you're watching me and you haven't subscribed, you think it's a platform you can benefit from, please tap on that subscribe button. That's the only way you can help your girl or support. Queen E says it said you can only make fun of what you don't know. Oh God. I believe our people used to or make fun of people with health condition because they don't know anything about the said condition. Exactly, Queen A. That's true. That's part of it. And also they've refused to get informed by reading. We are so scared of reading. We have that culture that we have to read only when we go to write an exams. Students only read because you have to write an exams, and you only read history, economics, literature, biology, this and that, and only based on what you have to go and, test your knowledge on. No. You have to watch documentaries, come out of your comfort zone, get to read other things, We don't just watch reality shows. Let's learn to watch educative shows, read newspapers, read magazines, get informed. That's the only way you can improve yourself as a human being. When someone have dementia, a time we think it's witchcraft. Yeah. Every child is a blessing, darling. Welcome. Happy Sunday. So these are the things. These are just some of the illnesses that people literally have misconceptions for, and people suffer stereotype for. Even fertility issues. Some people say, oh, don't go get married in that family because the girl child, the very first one who got married, has not had a baby for the past 10 years. Maybe the sister is not going to have a child as well. That family is cursed. Hey, don't do it. Infertility is in that family. Oh, witchcraft. Their mother is a witch. She's eating the children from all the girl children. She's eating the womb. Those kind of mentality, and people are suffering. Families are suffering innocently. Lily the Lily says, if anyone is having a seizure, the best you can do for them is let them have the seizure, but ensure their head is safe from banging. If any rescue medication, administer after 5 minutes of seizure. It's so. Thank you so much, Lily. That's why we like topics like this, because we can learn from each other. Not that, oh, if they're fitting, please shove a spoon in their mouth so they don't swallow their tongue. How can somebody swallow their tongue? It's something I'm trying to understand. Oh my, we used to have a health specialist who follow us. I know he or she said they're a silent watcher. I wish they were here to actually add their voice to this such a topic. Ivan Lee is saying, Bella, I stand to be corrected. The practice of holding the child upside down on the latrine helps blood to flow to the brain. That is traditional science unexplained. I don't know. Ivan Lee, to hold the child upside down, yes, scientifically it's been proven for the flow of blood. But the latrine, what has the latrine, that ghastly ammonia smell that's coming out from the feces, what has it got to do with the blood flow? It's something I'm still struggling to understand. Holding a child upside down is absolutely correct, scientifically proven to ease the flow of blood in the brain or the body of the child. That is correct, Ivan Lee. But the toilet dipping is what I don't understand. Look, people don't dip in the toilet these days. Do the kids not leave? They do. Try, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Atkins Diamond. Seizure has plenty of maintenance medication. Thank you. Oh, our own doctor is here. People live normal life with seizures. Thank you so much. With proper maintenance, a person with seizures can go for years without seizure attack. Exactly, Queen E. Exactly what I said. Johnny M. Welcome, darling. I see you. The strong odor from the latrine will probably keep them away. Oh, guys, you guys are so funny, honestly. Oh, Johnny. There are so many things science cannot explain. That's true, Melogist. That's true, sis. And that's why I don't understand the latrine thing. I wish somebody can actually help me understand it. But as my sis Melogist has said, there's so many things like that science cannot explain. That's just the simple truth. Oh, yes, I think Lily is a professional. Yes, a health professional. Ivan Lee said, what I'm trying to say, they don't understand that it's not the latrine dipping, but the holding. Okay, Ivan Lee, I got you. I got you, darling. I got you now. People are dying back home because of due to lack of knowledge. Yeah, because some of us refuse to learn or use data to watch. Yes, simple. Do you know, talking about first aid, Lily the Lily, that's something that I don't joke with. I always panic when I feel like my knowledge in first aid is outdated. So I go and I check quickly, I Google to make sure that I'm up to date, because you don't know when you may just save a life. You never know. You never know. I heard people with seizure don't need noisy areas. Is that true? I don't know about, I can't say yes or no. For our a greener pasture, Lily the Lily, please, can one of you help us here, please? That's a question from Mighty God that I heard people with seizure don't need noisy areas. Is that true? Is that true? A question from Mighty God. Also believe saying that God the keep we for Africa, honestly, because the things we did do. Exactly. For epileptic patient who don't like medication, I think, yes, the dieting one is also good. Yes, Ivan Lee, yeah. The ketogenic dieting is good to help them. Latrine releases plenty of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, which is the last thing your system needs when you are in. Thank you, Greener Pasture. Melogist, please. This is giving us some answer to that. Thank you so much. Show how does latrine help? So how does I don't know. Oh God, please can somebody answer Mighty God's question, please? One of my health professionals here. Can they answer Mighty God? I heard people with seizures don't need noisy areas. Is that true? The latrine thing is what I don't understand, but for putting of the spoon in the mouth, I think that helps protect them from biting their tongue though. Okay. Not noise, but flashing lights can trigger. Yes. Okay. So Mighty God, not noise, but flashy lights, like lights. That's why sometimes on TV they say people with, you know, beware of flashy photography. So if you are suffering from epilepsy, just be aware and conscious about it. I don't believe so. I have worked with people with seizures and noise doesn't affect them. I think if they don't follow their prescription, okay, direction, then they will have an attack. Good. So now, the next thing is, let's look at what are some of the issues faced by victims of health stigma and discrimination. What are some of those issues they face? One of the things they face is difficulties in finding jobs. Some employers, when they know that you're suffering from maybe epilepsy or especially or HIV, they would think, okay, I don't want to employ this person because perhaps they're going to infect my staff or my team, or they're not going to be productive. Not knowing that this has nothing to do, this doesn't affect the productivity of the individuals suffering from these conditions. Somebody with epilepsy is going to be as productive, if not more, than someone who is just normal, because they are as fit as a fiddle because they are taking their medication, and they should be okay just to be as productive as any person who is not suffering from any of these health conditions. The next thing they can face is isolation from friends and family, which is something I've talked about. Oh my God. Wow, my sis, Greater Pasture has shocktalized me. Thank you, sis, for that financial surprise. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Please, you guys should help me thank Greener Pasture for that. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. So, isolation from friends and family. I've already mentioned that before, especially the case of the alopecia, okay, and HIV. These are some of the diseases, the illnesses that people suffer a lot as a result of isolation from family members, as if they're not dealing with that illness already. They have to deal with the isolation from friends and family members who have consciously or unconsciously decided not to give them that attention, or to ignore their situation, or to see the illness and not the person. Okay, and the other thing that they face, that low chances in staying in long-term relationship, especially when we talk about people with HIV. People with HIV nowadays can get married and live a happy life and even have kids. I have somebody in the family, a cousin, third cousin, who actually has it, but she's living a happy life, and she has a beautiful baby, and the baby has none of that. Okay, so people who have that still go on to live a normal life. They go on to, they have that medical attention. I remember when she was pregnant and she had the baby, they had to tell her, listen, you can breastfeed the baby, but before that child hits 6 months, you need to stop breastfeeding. And the reason why, I suppose, is because when kids are, around 5-6 months, they start, teething, and they can nibble on the nipple. And so they don't want any chance. So they advise you can breastfeed the child when, they're still very young, but you must stop at a certain age. And this child has none of it, So the fact that people believe that when people are suffering from such illnesses, they cannot be in a long-term relationship. When people come and they're in a relationship, and as soon as they open up to them and say, I'm suffering from epilepsy, or I'm suffering from alopecia, or I'm suffering from HIV, they run away. And that's really painful for people like that, for victims like that. It's very sad, it's painful, it's upsetting, it's disheartening. And then you also think about anxiety due to fear of being judged. That's why so many of them don't talk about it. They don't talk about it because if I tell you I'm suffering from this illness, Bella, what people don't understand is the difference between HIV and AIDS. Exactly. HIV is when it's still is a human virus. When it goes to AIDS, that's when it's at the last stage, when it's not treatable. Greener Pasture, HIV. I need to read our doctor's comment. And leprosy, exactly. But unfortunately, we don't have so many cases of leprosy nowadays in our community. Greener Pasture just made a comment. Greener Pasture just made a comment. Greener Pasture says HIV is a chronic disease, just like hypertension, diabetes, etc. As long as your viral load is undetectable, you are untransmissible. Thank you. Lower Doreen said it was that I know a mouth to nose breathing is better and safer than a mouth to mouth breathing because the nose contains less bacteria than the mouth. Okay. Good. So another issue faced by people who are being stereotyped is the inability of being unable to socialize. Some of those people, you realize that their friends, back off from them. No one wants to associate with them because they're scared they're gonna pick it up, or people are gonna disassociate themselves with their friends, feeling that they may catch it from them and pass it on, and that's just because of lack of knowledge. They can be affected by, when they have like an episode. Oh, Ben Diana, thank you so much, sis. they can be affected. The physical health can be affected by an episode itself, you know. So that already, maybe people, when they have that constantly, people don't want to make them friends because they feel like, oh, you can never count on them to go out with you and have a good time or to be there for yourself. So people just stay away from them. Also, those people are scared to ask for help, you know, because they feel like no one is going to listen to them, or no one actually understands the situation that they are dealing with. So those are some of the issues faced by victims of health stereotypes. So how or where do we see these stereotypes happening? Where do we see? Please like and share the video. Where do we see this stereotyping happening in our community? Where do people exercise this or exhibit this stereotyping? That happens in school. It happens in school right from a young age. Because remember, kids have epilepsy. Kids can also suffer from HIV. Kids also suffer from alopecia. Kids can, so many things, mental health, teenagers especially. In school, their mates will make fun of them. You hear people use words like, oh, it's a nutter. Oh, this person is cuckoo. In Bafu, they'll say, atu juju. For all my Bafu sisters who are here. You know? Even your teachers will make fun of you. Your colleagues will make fun of you at work. People will not want to work with you. I've had somebody come to me and say to me, Abella, I don't want to be working with this person because I'm scared that they're gonna have a fit. Excuse me, and I'm gonna be on my own. So already your condition is at a disadvantage. You're at a disadvantage because of your condition. And the hospital, even health professionals, they discriminate among their colleagues, and they're the ones who should understand this situation even more better. You know? So, and also you have even ourselves. We also stereotype ourselves. That's something that we need to remember. Those people stereotype themselves. And they stereotype themselves based on the societal judgment. And when they see those external judgment, that affects them, and then they think about it, they internalize it, and it becomes a reality. Oh, I have HIV, I'm dead. That's the end of me. And sometimes these people with the HIV, it's not even the virus that kills them. It's the fact that they just give up in life. They don't want to fight. They believe that there's nothing that can be done. They are unaware of the opportunities or health benefits are out there, or solutions that are out there to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle, a healthy and stable lifestyle. So they stereotype themselves. They look at themselves as a waste, as no good in society, based on what, on popular opinion around them. Through media, sometimes the miscommunication and misinformation out there can actually cause that discrimination and stereotyping of people suffering from certain health conditions. So if you don't challenge certain information passed out on media, especially nowadays, we have the internet. Anybody can come on the internet and post any, cock and bull story. And for you, if you're unfortunate, you fall on one of those crazy ones that has no credibility, you will believe it. I like to read, especially comments by health professionals like that. With AIDS stage, you can start having opportunist diseases step in. Exactly. But HIV stage, those opportunistic diseases rarely present themselves. Exactly. That's why somebody have AIDS, but they can say the cause of death was pneumonia, because they're not necessarily killed by the AIDS, but an opportunistic disease like pneumonia has come in, and because the immune system has been compromised, it's easy for them to survive it. Am I correct, my sis, greener pasture? I'm not a medical professional, but I read somehow to inform myself. Within family members. Well, daddy is back. Somebody's gonna want to go to daddy now. Let's see. Oh, so read my other comments above from greener pasture. Oh, I missed it. Where is it, sis? Light can be one of the triggers that I've read. Bella, read my comment above. Read my comment above. I've read it, isn't it? I've read it, isn't it, sis? Leprosy and elephantiasis. Yes, I've read it. I think I've read all your comments now, sis. Yeah, leprosy and elephantiasis is one of those diseases as well. Very correct, because the immune system is weak at that stage. Thank you, Atkins Diamond, for backing Bella up. Which one? I've missed my sis Greener Pasture. Greener Pasture wrote something. No, AIDS are treatable. They can reverse back to, AIDS. No, AIDS. No, AIDS are treatable. They can reverse back to undetectable viral load. Very advanced ART. I don't know what that is. Now that takes the load to below 50, which is undetectable. Okay. That's the first time I've heard about that. Wow. That's the first time I heard about that. Thank you so much, Greener Pasture. Thank you so much for that information. See, we learn here every day. We learn here. We tap from each other's fountain of knowledge. As you can see, please like the video, share this video. It's very important. Please share. Oh, that's my co-host. So at home, you get discrimination at home. Family members, they easily discriminate on those people. And now, so what are the actions? So what are some of the things that happen when, it means antiretroviral drugs. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, sis. So how do people exhibit stigma? I've said it. People use foul languages like nota for people who have mental health issues. You're psycho, you're weird, you are a witch, you are contagious, I want nothing to do with you. Some become ashamed to even go to follow-up appointments. Exactly. I remember in the neighborhood, when somebody has HIV, you hear people whispering. I don't know, they have the local expression. They say, oh, that person don't pick stick. It don't pick stick. Oh, there's another name for it. There's another name, I can't remember. But people have like, oh, my co-host is excited. Sorry, guys. The baby is just excited. So, what are some of the... Raquel. Hello. Hi. Hello. I can hear you. Oh my goodness. I can hear you. Some become ashamed to even go for follow-up appointment and to collect their medication because of fear of what people will say. Yes. Because people now know, I feel like in the hospital, they should be discreet with the area where people go and get their antiretroviral drugs. But then when you think about it again, if they're discreet, they're making it more, they're mystifying it, or they're not, they're dehumanizing it. I feel, that's the mentality I have, but I'm trying to reverse it because I'm trying to think hide. No, but why should we hide? You see what I mean? So when I do programs like this, I don't only share knowledge with you guys. I learn while doing it. Because you see, I wanted to talk about making the environment where they collect the drugs, the antiretroviral drugs, discreet. But no, why should they? Because if they do that, right, I believe it's going to dehumanize the people suffering from those conditions. So they should not. So we should do it more so people get used to it. And so it becomes normal to see somebody just walk in to get their treatment. That's how I feel. And this is something I'm learning today, trying to, recalibrate my mind to think like that as well. So this topic is not just for you guys watching me, for myself as well. Nola Mina said, watched a documentary in which children from Akwa Ibom, Nigeria are beaten daily because they are accused of being witches. Yeah, that's crazy. So actions. So what are the actions? When people are stigmatizing or discriminating against people with health condition, what do? What they do sometimes is they avoid them. Some of them end their relationships with them. Some of them even they prevent, marriage proposals have been, canceled because they've heard that there's a family member there who suffers from HIV, or a sister is not struggling to conceive a baby, or that person has alopecia, or they see that it's a witch in their family because there's a woman there whose hair has suddenly started falling off, not understanding it's alopecia. So, unfair dismissal, because people have lost their jobs because their bosses have found out that they're either suffering from epilepsy, HIV, or whatever you can think of. Not because their dismissal is not based on performance, just because of their health condition. That's just the reality of it. That's just the truth, which is a sad situation, which is so sad. And now you think, how can we prevent or reduce the stigma? How can we prevent or reduce the stigma or stereotyping of people with certain health conditions in our community? The first one, avoid making judgment based on diagnosis on their health condition. Nolamina said, back in the days, Nolamina is here. Are your guests gone now, darling? Back in the days, I noticed that people tested positive had that bitterness in them and wanted to spread it. I don't know about nowadays. No, I don't think. Yes, because it felt like they've been robbed. Life has robbed them. So they want to pay back. And remember, because they don't know who's actually passed it on to them, they feel like, okay, if you've done this to me, I'm going to do it to someone else. I shouldn't die alone. But the more people are educated about the disease, I think there's some greater level of acceptance. Okay, the Dollars Vlog says she read her comment above. No need to be secret. The problem is the healthcare providers to be professional. Nurses back home talk a lot, no professional secrecy. Thank you. This is a good point you've made, the Dollars Vlog. We had a nurse in the village. People realize that this nurse goes around and tells, the neighbors about who they have around them that is suffering from HIV. If my sister is watching me here, Ima, she knows what I'm talking about. She would know who this nurse was. It's a retired nurse, but that's what was happening when I was growing up in the neighborhood. She would go and literally tell people, oh, so-and-so person has tested positive. Oh, there's this person who has HIV, which I think was so unprofessional. And people knew about it, and people used to shun her for it. So unprofessional. Thank you, the Dollars Vlog, for raising that point. Exactly. Nowadays, cancer is worse than HIV. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. So how can we, reduce or end the stereotyping of people with health condition? I said the first thing is avoid making judgment based on their diagnosis. Try to understand the condition. Like I said, let's make informed choices about these conditions. Understand it. Know the ones that are transmissible and the ones that are not. And even if it's transmissible, how is it transmissible? So you don't actually deprive somebody of the social benefits of our community, of friendship. You don't reduce them to animals. You don't segregate them from normal human beings, as normal, I put in quotes, the ones that are not suffering from a similar disease like they are suffering from. So we should not just condemn them because they've said they have HIV. Oh, it's a no-go zone. Okay, so we should not do that. Secondly, do not ignore someone asking for help and you're thinking that they are just seeking for attention. Asking for help actually can be a first stage to recovery for those people, especially when it comes to mental health. Somebody tells you is crying for help and saying, I'm not myself, I think I'm struggling mentally. Please don't fall into that temptation of saying, oh God, attention seeker, always drama queen. Oh, please give us a break. Because people do that. But you could actually be looking at somebody who is crying for help, and before you know it, you actually dismiss that person, and before you know it, you would hear that person has done the worst. That's why you see at times when people take their own life, you see family members crying, I wish I'd known, I should have done something. Do it when you have the opportunity. Do not take the slightest sign for granted. If you see it, or the worst, if they tell you that they're struggling, take it seriously and act immediately, please. It's very important. Very, very important. Recognize the fact that it can be daunting for people suffering with these diseases to disclose their condition. So please, if you realize in the end that they've been suffering from it, do not take it on them by saying they've been discreet because they want to kill other people or infect as many people as possible. It takes a while for them to process the condition they're actually going through, to understand and accept it. And not everybody, they're not confident to tell everyone. They will probably tell the person they're closest to, and hoping that that person is going to support them and, help them to go through this tough period. Some people talk about it, others don't. Dominion to dominate. Welcome, darling. Yes, there is injection for antiretroviral drugs, but must be done once a month and at a doctor's office. Okay. Oh, wow. There's an injection now. Wow. That's interesting. Right. Do not stay clear of someone because they are just unaware or suffering from this condition. If anything, they need your moral support the most. They need people around them. People will say it's going to be okay. People will say it's not the end of the world. People will tell them you are not alone. These are the people. This is a time that they need you as family, as friends the most. So don't discard them. Don't abandon them. Don't ignore them. Please don't disregard them for whatever reason. On that note, I will conclude. So in conclusion, guys, please, I will beg on each and everyone that's watching me here today. Let me read Lily's comment before we conclude. Lily says, main problem is the society. Back home, we need more awareness. But then again, the little awareness we have back home, many still ignore it and isolate anyone with the above illnesses you have mentioned. Yeah, that's the truth. So that's the thing, we have to keep going, sis. Okay, the little contributions that we are doing here at the moment goes a long way. Somebody didn't know about alopecia. They've heard about it today. I did not know that HIV levels can become undetectable. I have learned it today. I did not know that they actually have injections as antiretroviral drugs in the form of injections. I have learned it today. Okay, so we learn every day. We share our opinion. We keep spreading and keep preaching this word. So hopefully more people will get an understanding of the whole situation. Stigmatization is very bad. It's a very bad thing. Many people have lost their lives because of stigma. Yes, people have ended their lives because they can't take it anymore. Just because people avoid them. People want nothing to do with them. Like the poor lady in the Southwest, our neighborhood, who was suffering from alopecia, and she was being attacked every day for being a witch. For somebody who couldn't take it anymore, for other people, they can literally take their own life because the pain was too much. The abuse was just too much. It was really bad. Really, really, really bad. Really bad. So in conclusion, I will advise each and everyone that's watching me who is here, please don't be shy to challenge anybody you see discriminating. Oh, wow. It's not just undetectable, even untransmissible. Thank you so much, sis, for that information. Okay. So, location, but that doesn't mean when it's undetectable, untransmittable, people should go around just doing pium 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 pium. Please don't do pium pium. It means you are, look after yourself, be safe, be more focused and be more cautious the way you live your social life. Thank you, Mama Alicia. Ivan Lee said, great show, Bella. It's really daunting that people will not come to learn, but will be so happy to go and hear Mommy P. That's just a simple truth. My sis Dollars Vlog said it, so she really got upset one day You're welcome, Healthy Lifestyle with AI. Sis, we are here, we learn. Here we learn from each other. We tap from each other's fountain of knowledge. My sis, the Dollars blog, had mentioned this. She was really frustrated by the whole idea of people not coming to shows like this to learn. So but then we have our consolation for the fact that we have 1 or 2 persons and the platform has been growing. So we are glad. We're making slow progress, but we're getting there by the grace of God. Now, this ignorance, they insult people, their health conditions for saga. Yes, Ivan Lee, that's just the simple truth. That's just the simple truth. Because if people understand the health conditions, they will not make a fool of themselves by going out shouting, you get HIV, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're God, I can't even say those things. I can't. I struggle to say it. I can't say them. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I can't say them. I don't know how to mimic those. I can't. Shouting like mad people at the top of their voice, spitting profanities and making fun of people's health condition. I can't. Check with doctor every 6 months to assure you're still undetectable. But if you take the regime as you need to, you will stay undetectable. Good. Melissa, Ivan Lee, I'm telling you, if this was where they say your mommy pee, we will have 400 and more child. Alicia, my worst siege for this media now the word barren and strong sick. Yeah, the people throw it out there every time. They throw those things out there every time. They throw those words there out every time. So guys, so please, as you go out of here today, please be confident enough to challenge anybody who is stigmatizing or discriminating against anybody suffering from 1 or 2 of these conditions or any of the other conditions that you know, because if we fail to put out those words there, you are contributing to the stigmatization or the stereotyping that we've been having for years or decades in our communities. So please, I count on every one of you present here today to spread the word and spread the love. So I hope today has been a great show. I hope you all have found it useful like I have. And I hope you can all take home with you 1 or 2 things that you can share with a fellow brother or sister or your mother or your father or your kids or your children. So thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you, especially the contributions today. I really do appreciate it. For all my silent watchers, I thank you for being there, for giving me the watch hours. Please make sure if you're new, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to be having a great time. Everything we have, there's so much content to do. There's so many things we can talk and discuss. We can only continue to pray and keep talking. Exactly. Thank you, Auntie Rosemary. Thank you so much. So I appreciate you all so much. Even though the HIV person I kept in my house turned out to be a very bitter person, I still believe in giving anyone that support, confidence, and love. Wow. God bless you, Nola Mina. God bless you. That's literally sent chills down my skin. Thank you so much for being a wonderful person, for understanding the situation and not judging and condemning that person based on their condition. So thank you so much. You're a wonderful soul. Dialogue is the key. Absolutely, Auntie Rosemary. Dominate more strength. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, darling. Thank you. So thank you, everybody. I'm just going to give a shout out to everyone who's here. Beauty Queen. Thank you, darling, for being here. Mighty God, I appreciate your contribution. Thank you so much, darling. Kamejis, thank you, sis. Atkins Diamond, always been there to support. She made me feel bad, but I decided not to change my mindset. No, don't. That's why I say to you, if you do good to somebody, like we see a lot of people do that. There's pity back in your face. Let not dampen your kind-heartedness. Thank you, Lowe Doreen. Keep doing your good job. Keep doing it, okay? Don't change from being who you are just because somebody has not appreciated it. Thank you, Auntie Rosemary. Thank you so much. So thank you. I own my voice. Thank you, darling. Queen E. Thank you, Tabi Eno, the most eligible bachelor in 237. Thank you, darling. I see you. The Dollars Vlog, my day one supporter. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you. Melogist. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming, sis. Greener Pasture, thank you, sis, and thank you for that financial slap. I appreciate it. Lily the Lily, sisters, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Every child is a blessing. Thank you, Big Mommy. Ivan Lee, Atkins Diamond, Jenny M, Open Eye. Who else have I not called? Mighty God. Who else? Lowe Doreen, Mafo Relindis. I know you are here. Nola Mina, the person who brought this topic. Thank you so much, sis, and thank you for being so kind. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Oben Dina, thank you, sis, for being here. I appreciate you. Appreciate you all for being here. Anybody have I missed anybody? Please, if I've missed you, just say, Mama Alicia, my love, thank you so much. Healthy Lifestyle with Aya, always there to support a sister. Thank you. I appreciate you. Auntie Rosemary of Asking for a Friend. Thank you, Auntie. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. Always supportive. Thank you. Lower Doreen. Thank you. Waiting for that topic we talked about. Oh, please, Queen E, can you drop the topic again, sis? Please drop the topic again. Let me write it down. I know I wrote it down somewhere, but I can't remember. Queen E, please, sis, can you drop the topic before we go? Please drop the topic. Queen Sierra for life. Welcome, darling. I see you. Echo. Welcome, darling. Thank you so much for being here. Queen E, drop your topic, sis. I will take it down and we can talk about it. Auntie Rosemary is having a show at 7:30, so please do not miss it. Intimate partner violence. Thank you. Thanks, Queen E. Right. Thank you, guys. So I appreciate you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to play our music anthem and we can exit. Hey. Christiana, yes, darling. Saka de Mutumbo. Bye, everyone. My family, they look up to me. Hey, thanks, guys. Like before you exit, please. In front God, now one image. Papa waiting my own image. Hey. Please like as you exit, guys. Like as you exit. Thanks, Queen E. Hey. Chuba. Like, subscribe, share, guys, as you walk out. And give to Jehovah, but Father, I want to know. Give me loan for the money where you keep for me. Give me loan for the money where you keep for me, love. My family look up to me. The pains is too much for me. Bye, guys. See you guys very soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening.